It's lovely to be here with you all today. Thank you so much for having us. So my name is Sarah. I'm working at the Multicultural Disability Advocacy Association. My actual role is advocate for the Disability Royal Commission. So basically our organisation is a not-for-profit organisation, and we service consumers across the whole of New South Wales, whether it's regional, metro. We don't have a particular criteria. If they've got a disability, they can come from any walk of life or any kind of multicultural background, and any age group, we service them. I work in the main office in Granville, but we've also got regional offices in Bega and Wagga Wagga, and basically our vision is to make sure that yes, we help people, but at the same time give them the resources and the tools to be able to empower, oh here we go, we've got the slides, themselves. Okay, yes, I know how to use it now, that's good. So yes, we consider ourselves in New South Wales as being the peak body of multicultural disability, and like I said, helping people from CALD backgrounds. Our vision is to create a community where everyone, regardless of background or disability, feels welcome, included and supported. So our values are to treat people with respect and dignity, to ensure that we incorporate inclusion, self-determination and a person-centred practice. So, as I said, we're a not-for-profit non-government organisation. We get funding, thank God, through the federal government and sometimes the state government. And yes, we do try to apply for funding through local government as well. We've got a committee called the Governance Committee, and they are made up of individuals with disability as well, so they understand what our consumers need, as well as around 30 staff members across the different locations. So we provide a lot of services: individual advocacy, systemic advocacy, industry development, NDIS appeals, review and support services, advocacy for the Royal Commission, training, research, consultancy support. So with individual advocacy, if we have a person call us up or come to our office and say, look, I've got a disability, I've been dealing with, let's say, Centrelink or any other organisation, and you know we can't get our pay, or we applied for a disability support pension and it's just not happening, we can help them. We can be their voice. We can go with them to meetings. We can write letters of support. So that kind of advocacy, very grassroots advocacy, and we, ensure that we tell people what resources are available for them and other avenues of support as well, in addition to our personal advocacy. So in the 2020-21 financial year, we've had individual advocates respond to over 1,481 inquiries, and we've assisted 681 people with all types of disability. And we also did a survey to see what the top 5 issues are, and they are NDIS, accommodation entitlement, subsidies, legal and discrimination and rights issues. With systemic advocacy, and I'm currently also filling in for one of our staff on maternity leave, if we have a lot of patterns of issues that are occurring, for example, if somebody is neglected in a particular service and it's constant, then we write submissions to government and other stakeholders and bodies to advocate for that, and we put through recommendations as well. So we have a lot of meetings with stakeholders, with agencies, and we try to put through reports as well. That's how our systemic advocacy works. And we like to lobby as well, and that goes a long way with us. So with industry development, we've got partnerships like with the University of Notre Dame. We're going to open a commissioned report with the NDIS with them in the next 2 weeks as well. So we have a lot of in-house volunteers. We've got universities working with us on different issues and doing some research that we can use and have data for moving forward. So we've got, as I said, a lot of services: NDIS appeals and review, the Community Connectors project, and a lot of capacity building activities. As was already said with the previous speaker, our Community Connectors project is a project where people can be connected with one of our advocates, and they help them through the process of the NDIS, how to apply, what it involves, putting plans together with the NDIS service providers. Unfortunately, it's going to finish in June, but it's been a very successful project. Our NDIS appeals and review has been very successful in the financial year. We've had 98% success rate of appealing. So a lot of people that do come to us and are very upset because their plans haven't been approved, we can get that appealed and it's usually successful. So that's really fantastic. We've got a lot of projects and project officers who put on a lot of different activities. For example, we empower people to get together and have meetings. We've got our women's network. We've got all sorts of activities and projects. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got a lot, like I said, training, research and consultancy, so we can also do consultancy externally if there's professionals that we think would be interested in working with us to come up with a report and to produce some findings of significance. We've got a lot of students and volunteers from different backgrounds. Quite recently we had student volunteers from the medical school come to us and to give a lot of our consumers presentations in relation to various medical issues that they might be going through. We've also partnered with it's IARC, the Immigration Advice and Rights Centre. They come in and they assist with giving free advice to our consumers who have a disability and are going through a lot of issues on bridging visas. Some of our projects, as I've mentioned, we've got Active Citizens, Community Voices, and Julie will be speaking very shortly just about her lived experiences with Community Voices and all the wonderful work she's been doing. And our Women's Network, we've had consultations about domestic violence experiences, and we've also put in a paper for the coercive control government submission in relation to the lived experiences of domestic violence and disability. And the Disability Royal Commission, just quickly, it's going on, thank God, until 2023. It's got extended again. That's the program I've been working on for the last 10 months. We've got 3 other staff members. If people come to us, they've been neglected, abused or exploited and they've got a disability, and it's retrospective as well. If it happened 20 years ago, they can come to us and tell us what that story is. They have an option to remain anonymous, or they can feel free to speak about it publicly. It's totally up to them. We provide them with the protections through the Royal Commission, because a lot of them have issues with their workplaces. They might have been neglected or abused in their actual workplace and they're still working there. We ensure that there's no retribution and we protect them. We encourage them to say their story, because when we write their story and put it together as a submission and send it in, there's an opportunity to provide recommendations in terms of what should change. An example very quickly is with a consumer that I had. She's got an intellectual disability. She lost her parent and she got inheritance, a large sum of money. One of her close friends she's known for 15 years knows that she's got an intellectual disability. She knows that she's got that large sum of money now. She encouraged her to go with her to get those sums of monies out periodically over a number of days through the ATM. It was about $80,000 that she took out. And she sent that money off to some guy that she fell in love with overseas, and now that guy doesn't exist. So that was one of the examples. So that was the Royal Commission submission that we put in to assist her with. So we've also got the CBDSO officers, who are the advocates who work for individuals who might need quick assistance with Centrelink issues or housing issues, you name it, we can assist them. Now, I'll just quickly call Julie because she has a lot to say in terms of her experiences and a lot of work that she's done for EMDA. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Sarah. Thank you for welcoming here today. My name is Julie McGill. I'm one of the consumers here at EMDA, and I've done a lot of project. I'm involved in a lot of the programs here at EMDA. Most recent one that I'd like to share today is I had an experience with the Disability Royal Commission, is where I submitted my story with EMDA. I had a one-on-one consultation, and one of the advocates took me through through my situation within the workplace about 15, 20 years ago, and I told them, shared my story and what actually happened and the situations that I faced and experiences. And some of them were quite traumatizing at the time. Some of them were, I was felt that I've been taken advantage of in the workplace, not being listened to. I've got a person with a disability, cerebral palsy, woman of colour, and that situation that just compounded as well. And it was over about a 15, as I mentioned, 15 to 20 year period that I've been going through these experiences. And when I approached the EMDA to assist me in the process, they were very happy to support me in this situation. It took me 2 weeks to submit my submission. Then only just recently I received an email from the Royal Commission themselves to say that they received my submission from my experiences. So I just want to thank EMDA for the work that they've done in supporting me in this situation, but also with the Community Voices project. It's a wonderful opportunity for people with disabilities to speak up and have a voice in the community. Thank you very much.